Okay, I think I'm on live. Once again, welcome everyone. Welcome back. It's Redundancy back in, known as CR, like it says on your screen. Impromptu winging stream. I will be talking about stuff, of course. Reconnecting with some of you out there, the people, and openly talking about stuff going around, mm, specifically here in Canada, for the most part. So there's probably gonna be some other things in there. And there's actually some creating on the side somehow, one way or another. I do have things lined up and stuff like that. Now, things said are my opinion of these situations and what's going on right now. Do your own research, be proactive. Even take whatever I say with a grain of salt. Do your own research. I'll come in. You'll see me in a moment here. Just setting up everything here. Let me pop up my side chat. No Fancy came in. Second Star Survival. Nate, what's up? Let me pop up my chat here. Hopefully this will all go well. So yeah, like I said, this is an impromptu kind of stream, and besides, I need to test out some things. And besides, apparently I was going through a bag today. I was watching some streams and such, and I'm just like, yeah, no, maybe I'll update that to my own kind of go bag and such. Instead of putting a bone line, I'm gonna be putting a alpine butterfly on, just because I can actually undo that a little bit easier compared to a bow line. I think I might as well apply that knowledge of the knots. And yes, I do have it in my hands right now. Let me just get this side chat thing up here. Yeah. Nice to see you guys and gals, I should say. If you're catching on this on a replay, I appreciate you dropping in on the replay. And you're watching this right now. Wow, it's live. Well, welcome. Because clearly you guys and gals are running midnight oil with me, so to speak. Let me have a quick sip here. Yes, I got my mug. You're gonna hear me slurping, possibly. Oh yeah, it's still hot. Also, don't burn your tongue on hot liquids. It's kind of hot. Hopefully it'll cool down by the time it well, as I go through the stream. So yes, how is it here in Canada? Could be better. Pretty sure that's probably a statement I can say. Could be better. Could be better. Not as bad as some other places at times, but it could be better. Let me just actually come on screen here. Ooh, CR's in the house, see? I know like always. Let's flip out the more proactive and less reactive. Like a little greedy, floaty, proactive thing. I do have some things lined up. I've already set them up. Like literally have a bag right next to me. It's actually the same bag I've shown outside anyways. I'm actually working on it. Like, well, sneak peeks, right? One of the items. One of the items, obviously, you know. So feel free to peg that like and raise it up. Maybe that was kind of late, but whatever. It's late. So let's see here. What's the subject today? I'm getting into that. So I can start asking what streaming service I'm using. Well, I'm using OBS to run it through. was actually almost thinking of bringing StreamYard in, but not this time. Not this time. Volume should be good. I hope. Well, I'm not shouting, but I'm not. See, you can tell the mic's right by me. So I'm gonna be talking about. Well, I got them in hashtags right now, as you can see. Hashtag people. Oh, hashtag redundancy. Hashtag preparedness. Hashtag creation mode. So yeah, I'm not really in or bringing these all these in. So coming back to what I was saying. Well, the weather. Start with that because might as well. It's an open topic I can talk about for a bit. What's the weather? Well, let's just say, but snow, freezing rain, rain, freezing rain. Maybe some places are getting sent to. Some places are getting freezing rain. Some places are or were under extreme cold and stuff like that. It's very typical and things that you would commonly would see in always getting interrupted. Always getting interrupted no matter when I do streams. So yeah, like I was saying, typical Canadian winter things. I knew, I kind of knew I was gonna expect this kind of thing. I mean, where it's freezing rain, no, ice cleats, snow shovels, and stuff like that. Brushes, making sure I'm, fueled for the snowblower and mechanical or manual snow removal items, gear, and stuff like that. Winter boots, hats, toques, all this other stuff, just because I know it's only useful. It's only barely mid-December. And still, for most places here in the country, it's gonna be like another 3 months and 2 weeks. So that's 4 times 3 is 12, so about 14, 15 more weeks of winter, give or take. Hold on a second. So yeah, that stuff is just a given. So I'm like, well, I might as well plan for it as much as possible. Get things ready. Get mitts out, stuff like that. I mean, I don't have my wool mitts out, but I do have a pair of mitts ready. You know, mitts that I can wear when it's not that cold, but cold enough. So I guess that'd be below freezing, below 30 Fahrenheit, below 0 Celsius. And if I need more, then I'll actually layer up. Layering is always a good thing, especially in wintertime, just because it's much better of a way of doing it versus wearing a big jacket or one article of clothing. Because if you start getting too hot, then you have to, then, well, it's just easier. With layers, you can remove layers if you really had to. Hold on, so I have a sip of coffee here. Well, tea, actually. It's not actually coffee. I had to click back on to my side chat. I see Uncle there. I both on. Cincinnati. Nice to see you both. Hi, both of you. Yes. Yes. They have some tags right here. And yes, some more sneak peeks. Oh, like this Tar Bank line. Yes, see? Tar Bank line. We're 18, isn't it? But you have to wait. Because I'm talk about everything first. So yeah, I was saying about the weather. I was kind of expecting it. I was like, well, if it's not the cold, it's gonna be the snow. If it's not that, it's freezing rain or something like that. So I'm expecting it. I'm planning for it. So ice cleats for um, freezing rain or ice. Even 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 if you're not getting freezing rain or per se ice precipitation, it could be as simple as, hey, or you're in that freeze and thaw cycle where, hey, during the day it's, let's say, 5 Celsius, 45, 40 Fahrenheit out, but it still freezes overnight, so you're not getting that freeze and thaw cycle. So you might get puddles forming during the day, and they freeze overnight. If you go out in during the morning, it could be icy. So that could be another reason to have ice cleats. Because I don't want to fall on my butt again. Yes, keyword again. Most of us that deal with winter have had some sort of experience with ice. Unfortunately, just it's an eventuality. It's an eventuality. Just, you know, just because, the training looks pretty good, I don't need ice cleats, and the next thing you know, hit that one spot, that one spot, unfortunately, where, you get out of your vehicle and there's this ice spot right beside, right when you're getting out. You didn't see it when you rolled into the parking lot because, you're driving and you didn't notice it because it was underneath your tires or directly up in front of you, but below. So you didn't notice it. You didn't notice the shine and all that stuff. So hopefully you guys are all doing well, staying safe out there. Hopefully warm too. I know I've had my fair share of things happen this week, so I guess this is why I'm, trying to be proactive. And some of the preparedness stuff is really coming in handy. Give me a little bit more a buffer zone, more lead time, and stuff like that. You're at broken hip age. It's not, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm getting older too. Sierra's getting older. Maybe not as old as some other people out there, but I'm no millennial, right? Ah, there you are. You are don't get special faith leave. A little for me, honestly. And see Pepper in house. Hopefully you're doing well. I see you're still up. So yeah, I randomly have an orange. So you guys all be glad you joined me. Aren't you glad you joined me? Hey, I threw a pun in there just for you. This is supposed to represent something, by the way. We'll get into that shortly. Figure I talk about the weather, the boring stuff. Where's the weather first? I mean, right now it's just like, what, in BC right now it's like below freezing, or some places above freezing. And they're talking about, the news was talking about ice, snow, and stuff like that. I was just like, well, I just kind of knew that was gonna happen. Even back then, a couple of weeks ago when I was already talking about this, I was just like, well, it's December. You know, 2 weeks from, no, next week. Now, a little more than 1 week from now, it's gonna be the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, the longest night of the year. I'm like, well, I know BC is relatively, per se, relatively warmer than other places in the country, but I'm like, ultimately still hit that area. You know, if temperature's close to freezing or below freezing, well, what happens to water? It starts to freeze, expand, and all that other stuff. So, like, I saw that coming. You know, I mean, obviously, larger pockets of water take a lot longer to freeze, especially if they're moving and stuff like that. But anything forward, shallow, or not moving, it'll start to crystallize. You know, the water will start to crystallize, develop the ice on the top, and then slowly make its way down. As the ice forms from the top down, because it floats. That's why ice cubes float. Yeah, see. So you answered? Yeah, I knew you'd get that. Now you need to know. Oh, okay. Yeah, included it. GP, starting prepping. What are you doing now? It would be nice if I can actually type. You know what? I think I know. Wait. You know what? Because I believe what you, both of you. Let's change that to blue. Blue! So you'll notice that. It's nice to see you all. And who fuck? Oh, I'm just gonna do this impromptu stream. No one will show up, but I'll just keep talking like usual. And the next thing I know, you guys are showing up. I know some of you don't live in North America, so that's all good. So that's another reason why I like to do these streams outside the normal afternoon, evening, prime time. Yeah, try saying that 5 times fast. Because it allows my other subscribers, supporters on the channel, that live in Europe or in that kind of time zone, to jump in. Because it's easier, it's probably early. It's probably like, what, 8 morning? It's probably daytime. Yeah. So yes, I do have stuff, like I said. Because I've been working on my bag, guys and gals. See, I have the bags out. Right? I even have a top line hitch on this to keep it together. Just some simple pegs, just in case. Like, I know you can make pegs, but time, calories, and energy to make some, yeah, these aren't that heavy. These were graciously, I'm trying to remember where I got these from. I think these were gifted to me, actually, from a local friend. Pretty sure. Yeah, he gifted it to me. They're all the same size. They're, like, I don't know, 15 centimeters, 7 inches, I don't know, whatever, 6 inches, I don't know. So those are actually going in, well, they've been in the bag. Yes, this is the same bag that I filmed the outside of. So you guys are getting a sneak peek on it. Ooh. So you might see this kind of stuff later. No, it's 10. Yeah, see, I know it. It had to be more for you. Okay, Uncle. So yeah. So reach to get more stuff. I'm just kind of just going. Well, I saw the stream earlier about someone going through a bag and stuff like that. I was just like, maybe I will too. For some reason, when I see those videos, it always makes me want to actually, like, when someone's talking about something, it makes me like want to go through it. Yes, I randomly just put a knot in here. It's not a knot. No, it's not a bowline. Because a bowline would be fixed loop. It's just something I just did. I wasn't even paying attention. Did not do that. Anyways, they were going for a bag and stuff like that, and I was just like, So I brought my bag back out. maybe I can adapt or apply some of that stuff that I picked up, maybe some tips or whatever, into my own system, my own bag, and always reconsidering my philosophy, why I have it, or why don't I have certain things in here. Well, obviously, if you don't have, if I can't afford it or don't have it, obviously it's not in there. But there's certain little things I'm just like, I've started to picked up, as I've been, per se, making the go bag, making the kit, and stuff like that. For example, uh, I don't have an example in the bar. Well, anyways, we all know key rings and stuff like that. And I've mentioned this before. Just eliminating the key rings. I'm like, I don't need the key rings in the bag. I don't need certain little things. I just like, can I either save weight or have the same amount of weight, but it's more multifunctional item. So, for example, here, instead of having, because I've seen these ferrocene rods or these ferrocene slash magnesium bar rods. It's got the structure, it's got the little metal chain on it and stuff like that. I was just like thinking to myself, how useful is this metal chain? I can't. Well, I got a ferro rod or whatever, but I can't quite reach it. But I was just thinking to myself, a metal chain that, per se, I don't maybe not have many secondary uses, or I could just put a connection of paracord to it, or jute tie, or something like that. That might be more multifunctional and still kind of do the same thing. So I've been thinking like that kind of thing. GP, I have no idea what you're talking about. And yes, it's that. Yes, peg, states, yeah, that kind of thing. You taking off sits now? I can't tell. Well, you are taking off sits now. It's nice to see you again, by the way. Take care. I can never tell. Unless some people actually, I'm assuming so because it's a take care and he sits that wrote it in the way that I write it now. So I'm assuming. But it's nice to see you again, Sid said. I know I haven't seen you around, so it's nice to know you're still kicking around. So, anyways, going back to what I was saying about having revising per se said kid. Not sits that, but said kid. Whatever it is, right? From very small to very big. From something you wanna be portable to something that's stationary or at home or shelter in place, right? I mean, I'm always trying to revise them, update them. And not just because there's new gear or inside or to put inside, but the organization, the deployment, and trying to make it fast, right? So again, for example, here, let me get this cordage out here. So I know some people use, who said, haven't even shown, bovine. Well, I'm using an alpine butterfly knot, and I got Prusik knots right here, all in line, 4 of them. So Prusik knots will hold in based on friction. And there's actually 3 loops around it. Well, 6. 2 for each anyways, in the center part. Because it holds by friction. It slides very easily when not under tension. Or nothing pulling down or whatever. It's just something I added in. And you probably wonder, hey Sir, how come you're putting in the alpine butterfly knot on instead of what other people might show as the bowline? Yeah, the bowline. It's because I can put this under pressure, under tension. Yes, exactly. Well, yeah, survive out of your pockets. I'm adapting that too. Uncle, I've adapted one thing from that. I have. I have. But coming back to this, why I put the Alpine butterfly knot on is because it's still a fixed loop. So I can, well, if I had the end of the line available, I can put a toggle in there. I'm trying to wait for some. So something like this, right? So toggle stick, whatever. I can still do that because it's still a fixed loop, like a bow line. But bow line, depending how you do it, it could be difficult to undo. This is not that difficult to undo. I'm not even really trying. Okay, maybe I'm trying a little. Okay, there we go. I just had to find it. I don't know. Lately, I've just been preferring my butterfly knot a lot more. It's just so I can undo it. Let's just say I either gotta cut a piece off, or for whatever reason I need to undo it. Maybe I need to actually use this line for some other reason. If I'm not using it at that time, or per se a ridge line. And this is made, well, made or pre-made in advance to use for a ridge line. Quick deploy, relatively easy, well, per se, having to do extra things. So I'm saving time instead of, oh, which knot should I put? Hey guys, which knot should I put? Which knot should I put CR put in? Should I put this? Should I do that? And for some reason, I just started to randomly start braiding. That's okay. So I'll put this in right here. I'll do it whatever way. So, because I don't need the fix loop to be that big. Do this here. Put that Alpine butterfly knot in there. Yeah, it should be double check. So Alpine butterfly knot is like a bowline. No matter where you pull on it, it should not tighten or get looser. Fixed loop. And apparently I got this table. Hold on, folks. Apparently I tangled some stuff in here. Okay, nice. I'll just put my pre-stick knots all the way at the end. I can drag them all the way at the end because also this is a fixed loop, so I can let them to the side. Just have them there. And they're kind of long, I guess, for pre-sticks, but it's okay. Like I said, yeah, I can always shorten a line. It's kind of hard to add to a line. So let me just spool this back up a little quicker. What's everything does and decide to do like that? Yeah, that's a good idea. Learn from our people. Yeah, it's just basic 550. Not per se multi-strand. Well, I should say multi-strand. Cordage has other stuff inside of it. Some sort of hybrid type of cordage. It'll be fine for a ridge line. It's not. I'm not using it as climbing rope. That's for sure. No, 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 no. This is not dynamic. Definitely not. Definitely not. No. Thanks for the city. So going on from that, I was checking on one of my interface. I cannot remember. I think I've shown this on the channel. I might have shown this in the nerd kit. can't remember. It's been so long since I did that 5 pound kid. Yes, and that was a challenge. Well, I shouldn't say a challenge, but an exercise. I learned quite a bit from that. I'm actually thinking about that 5 pound kit. It's still on the channel. I'm thinking of doing your me looking back at it right now. Maybe either in a video or in a live stream. Maybe I'll premiere or whatever. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was just so I was talking on this other channel about like our first videos and stuff like that. My first video on the channel is still on the channel. It's about baking soda. Yeah, but I was just thinking to myself, maybe I should actually, watch my own video and critique my own stuff. You know, are some of the things still in that video? Do I still apply them? And what things do I do differently now? Well, it's also I've learned things from them, right? Doing things differently. Maybe I picked up. Yeah, it's like, hey, look, I don't even do that anymore. I don't even do that anymore. Or I learned things from it. Or I've upgraded that stuff. Not, not just the gear itself, but what I know up here, the skills too, the knowledge. Now, maybe I'm instead when cordage was magnet, now I'm updating the cordage and it's even more ready to go, more ready to deploy. Compared to back then where it's like I didn't know this or that. So P2E, how are you doing, man? Oh yes. So I have this wind up light right here. Still have this. Still works. Yeah, so wind it up. Actually, save you guys that that sound. Save you guys the sound. But yeah, I'm actually. This is something I got. Well, when did I get this? I don't remember. I got this at a secondhand store, actually. I remember when I got this in the secondhand store. It was in a baggie with our stuff like it. I was just like, ah. I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I want this. It's a one later, and I wasn't sure if it worked, right? So what I did was I just lifted. It was in the baggie, right? Like if it worked, I would have bought it, right? I just lifted it and just turned it back and forth like this, right? Because when I first turned it on, it didn't light up, right? And I was just like, oh, I don't like it, you know, screwed over, or because I bought something without checking it, and of course it's secondhand, so you buy it, right? So I'm just like in store, I'm just like turning it slightly like this. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, the light came on, okay, so I'm like, well, it must be working. So I took the chance and now I have it. I've used this. I remember this one time when I was trying this out. This flashlight, I brought it out in a per se camp out. Well, it wasn't even camp out. It was like more like, let's go out for the evening, right? In the per se woods. my, I had my headlamp, right? My friend's like, do you have a light? My friend's like, do you have a light, CR? What? You didn't bring yours? Well, no, and my battery on my phone's not all the way up, and I don't want to kill it until we get back. So I had to find up late. I'm like, well, I got this. We're walking like ahead of him. He's like, wait, guys, let me try and find out. I'm just like, well, hey, you asked for a light. I didn't, I'm using my own hand. Because I thought ahead. Because I knew we were going to be doing stuff anyways. I mean, things have changed since and stuff like that, but It was reminding me. It was exactly this in this way too. But my friend went to. Wouldn't that be awesome? GP. I guess we'll have to see, right? It's nice to see you again, PDA. Oh yeah, fancy you like these two. Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I mean, honestly, I think how I see it is not how do I say. What's the word I'm looking for? Not sustainable, but and honestly, for the most part, these will have a battery. Some people say, well, it doesn't run on batteries. Well, there's still a battery. It's an internal battery. So if the internal battery does not accept the charge anymore, these will not work. Well, or you have to actually keep spinning it to light it up. Because I've seen these squeeze ones before. I've had one, and I was just like, it would only light up if you kept squeezing, you know, kept the power going through it. Because the internal battery wasn't holding the charge anymore. Have I opened this one up? No, so I have no idea what's on the inside. And do I want to? No, not right now, because I just know if I open this up, it's gonna be very annoying to put it back together. But this is just for a kit, for a bag, so I'll put it away. I just have it. I'll just put it in. Okay. Can't be good enough. I just put it in a little baggie right here. Spare you trouble of listening to my baggie. Spare you the trouble of hearing that. I'll just have it in a sealed baggie that came from some other device or whatever, some other thing. It just happened to fit in. I'm like, well, I might as well reuse the packaging. It was meant for a USB key. Just happens to fit inside, and it's semi-transparent. So actually, you can actually, so technically, I can check on it without actually opening it. And besides, this wind-up light's not waterproof anyway, so the water, something happens, bag or whatever gets wet or whatever. At least I'll know this won't repel the water, at least temporary, or at least until I can get it. Now, let's see. I'll show you guys something. Yes, this I've already shown this kit before. But let's just say you. I'm pretty sure you guys. So, let me bring up the chat. Let's see. What's up, James? Let's just say I've shown this before. Sneak peek. As soon as you guys see the color, as soon as you see the top, you'll be like, "Is that what I think it is, CR?" Well, you'll have to wait for an actual video. I'm giving you guys a sneak peek. Triple sneak peek. Yeah? Yeah. Is it that? Is that? Are those? Is that? Yeah, it is. Still working on that. But just say, you know, I'm trying to make a pun here, but I'm all washed up. See, I just say that. Yeah, see, I was just. I appreciate everyone dropping by right now. Mm. It reminds me, you guys want to see this too? I figure I'll bring this on. Let me present it in a way that if I was actually presenting it. Because I haven't actually brought it into a static or normal video yet, but you might see this. This happen if you're not per se, oh, I actually know you, all you right now. You're watching, this goes here. Okay, checking me out right now. I know you guys are all per se subscribe because some of you are in blue. Come on, if you haven't already, remember subscribe has CR in it, just like this. Okay? Look, click on that and change it from red to blue to gray. Should I show that again? Show that again. It'll be a good segue for somewhere else. Oh, it'll come back. It'll come back. It'll be a good segue for somewhere else. I was just remembering that now. Oops. Let me just see here. Oh, GP, you're gonna wait. You're gonna wait. You're gonna wait. You're gonna wait. So I'm gonna bring somewhere else in. And go move the gear for a moment here. This orange. This is a book. I was watching the news today. Real quick there. Now the mainstream news is talking about price increase for food and all that stuff for next year. It's just like, well, that's more prepared people that are more proactive. We kind of saw this coming. We saw this coming. We were trying to get ready maybe earlier in the year, maybe even last year, and obviously time before, all that stuff. Doing what you can, whatever it is. Hold on a sec. Sorry about that. I had to deal with something real quick in there. My phone's entangled. Hold on. I tangled up my headphones. I took them off. Put these back on. So you guys can actually hear me. And for some reason, I like to put my headphones like this now. Okay, let's put these back on. Alright, should be able to hear me. Yeah, my indicator on one is going. Okay, so anyways. Also I was saying, oh yeah, look at the food thing. Yeah, mainstream's been talking about it now a lot more. Especially about next year and stuff like that. I think let me just bring up something here. Desktop here. So I screenshot it. I'm based, obviously these numbers will change or whatever. Let me see if I screenshot this. So now obviously these are just numbers. The numbers can vary and stuff like that. And when it actually happens, or if it hasn't already, so it'll be different. And well, yeah, anything can change. And apparently, it says dairy increase from 6 to 8%, bakery 5 to 7%, vegetables 5 to 7%, restaurants like eating out or whatever 6 to 8%, fruit, berries and stuff like that, apples 3 to 5%, other stuff, which I gotta remember what that was, 2 to 4%, meat and seafood stuff between 0 and 2%. That's just why I saw that coming from a lot of us. A little bit more prepared. So all these kind of increases in the works. I mean, like, we were trying to get off you know, cargo container, or ships are waiting at the port, waiting, cargo containers waiting to be unloaded and driven over. And, things like out in British Columbia right now, in BC, no road access. There's gonna be delays, and prices increase and it was an eventuality. It was an eventuality. So I'm kind of glad that I've been trying to get some more stuff, planning ahead a little bit more instead of short term, and supplementing it and stuff as much as possible, and trying to extend that food a little bit more, make that metaphoric dollar stretch a little bit more. Because even when I was watching the news, like I said, I just glancing over it real quick, and there's everything going on. Yeah, we know all that sort of stuff. Without getting into political stuff, because I'm gonna stick to the things, the people, right? The day-to-day things that are probably don't really matter to everyone, if not everyone, then most of us. Food, for example, and stuff like that. Because that's a thing you can't go long without. That's for sure. You need caloric intake. You need, sustenance in you. Energy, right? Because you don't need energy to do stuff, whatever it is. Walking, activating, prepping something, canning something, whatever. You need energy. I need energy right now to even do this live stream and stuff like that. So I'm just like, I'm trying to look. How can I stretch my dollar a little bit, or bring in more, per se, income in, per se. Well, whatever. I was just thinking to myself, here in Canada, it's very common. Very common. Some places in the US too. Maybe other places I don't know. Other places, but I know here in Canada, deposit is a thing. However the amount is, or whatever it is. Hold on. Something like this. To me, I consider this as an extra income stream. I wouldn't even, I mean, if not for the income stream, good for that environment. Because this stuff gets, per se, reused. Yeah. The deposit, the money that comes from the deposit is just, I'll say, a bonus, I guess, right? So whatever amount you get, per trip you do. Let's say it's 70 or it's $80 Canadian, whatever it is, right? Well, that's, per se, money you can use towards the preparedness side. Maybe offset some food cost if you can. Mostly stuff like couponing, finding deals, buying in bulk. That's a good. Those are common things, but not a lot of people talk about deposit. I mean, and the funny thing is, you're probably like, well, Sarah, don't you have to pay for deposit when you actually buy a bottle of whatever? Yeah, yeah. That's actually included in the price at the end. However, if I find the deposit or it's given to me, that's actually money I did not have. Let me just see my chat real quick. Oh, it's Lorena. Oh yeah, Alana. Yeah, I hope she's doing well. Still rare too. But anyways, before I derail myself, no one really talks about deposit. These kind of things, or these are things you can do. I mean, scrap metals, the people that scrap metal and stuff like that, copper, aluminum, and stuff like that. There's money in there too, right? You just have to put the work into it. I mean, to me, if anyone says, "Hey, I don't want to do that CR," you know, what I always say, I don't want to pick deposit up from a bin or a trash bin or whatever. Well, I also say, well, I don't want to, I don't want to not eat either, or I don't want to, whatever, right? Because it could help supplement your income stream a little. Oh, I'm even working on like scrapping some copper. I think I got a couple pounds of it. You know, it's not silver or gold, but it's actually something I can do. You know, the common folk, the common people, the common person can do. You just have to find the place that'll accept it, and you get some money out of it. And supplement your preparedness thing overall. You know, like I said, something like $70. Well, hey, that's $70, and let's just say a good $50 of that $70 is actually money that I did not have. It's not deposit that I had to pay for from before, from a milk jug, whatever, some sort of juice container, Tetra Pak, cans, and all that stuff. So that $50 is actually income, positive income to me. And that other 20 is just, it's almost like what's that word? You're like a damage deposit. You're gaining it back, stuff like that. So I always look at it like, so people, so anyone that says, I'll pick up the bottle. I don't care. Because picking with my hand here, you know, no one's really thinking about this. And the funny thing is, even here in winter, just the other day too, I was just like, I just went out for a walk. I didn't even have to go far. I just like literally littering the ground, just over the ground. I was just like, so what I'm doing is not only increasing my funds for prepping related stuff like food or whatever, I'm helping the environment too because that stuff's not lingering and, you know, per se damaging the environment. So it looks nicer outside. I'm picking up the cans or per se bottles or whatever. I guess Man City took off, right? It was nice to see you again, Man City. Very nice to see you. Let me just see you here. Yeah, I'll get to my side chat in a moment here, but I was just thinking to myself, like I said, stuff like this. It's not even that difficult, right? So when people ask me, see, I don't per se dumpster dive. I just don't say I don't per se do it, but I do know the value of something like this. It it adds up. I mean, if we still had a penny here in Canada, an actual real penny, this is worth more than a penny. Do I want a penny or this? I'll take this. It's more value. And of course, you can reuse these. Don't get it wrong, right? When I see people making it like those using plastic bottles to make cordage, I'm like, I think I'll actually keep the bottle and just get the cordage. you know, Something like a 2 liter. Hey, I'm getting a quarter out of it. Yeah. So sometimes when people say, "Oh, you can reuse bottles or stuff for certain things," well, I look at it and like, well, do I want to spend a dime or a quarter for it? Because if I do, because that's how much the loss it's worth, right? So I'm just like, well, oh, what? Okay. I got punked. That's it, he's still here. You're still here? Well, let's see here. Maybe just since I've already talked about this. Fertilizer production has been down 50%. Food prices will be going up shortly. Say that again. James just said fertilizer production has been down 50%. Food prices will be going up. Then shortages coming 2022 again. I'll get into that too. Fertilizer too, right? Food waste. I'm reusing it, recovering that resource. Because thinking to myself, if food needs if food needs to be grown faster or whatever, for whatever reason, well, what's that happen? Fertilizers will be pumped into it even more to increase the yield, the quantity, the yield size, and how fast it can go. So that could drive up price. I was already thinking. I think I was already thinking about that last year at the time when the pandemic started. I was just like, because everyone was talking about seeds and what yeast and stuff like that. I was always thinking, isn't fertilizer eventually gonna go up? Isn't the demand gonna go up? Because people are gonna be like, oh, let's start a garden and all that stuff, and try to have like all this compost or fertilizer or whatever. So I'm trying to do it a natural way. Natural way. Alright? See? Food for thought. See? Aren't you all glad you came by to watch this stream? See? Yeah, I threw my food pun back in. Just for you, Nancy. I know how much you like my puns. I'll probably have this later. So I'll consume the fruit. I'm not wasting the fruit. Well, the peel, I should say. It's not put on a recovered resource. It's going to be put back in the ground, and hopefully it'll help grow something else. I can eat and go from there and continue that nice cycle. Go on more. Because I am working on it. Oh yeah, okay. Nickel shortage for batteries, which vehicles demand for nickel will be increased 16 times by 2030, so another 8 years. Okay, GP. Just read what everyone says. Oh. I got the most famous channel moderator that anyone can have. Harvey! Harvey's in the house with me. If you got Harvey as your channel moderator, he'll be like, he'll say something, he'll be like, I'll say something about like some water filter or whatever, and he'll be like, he'll have him make it up in like mere seconds. He's that fast. Harvey Black. He's too awesome. That's because he has a 2 in his channel. Oh yes, I know. I did always say that. Yes. Second starter, I know. Let's see here, what is this here? So yeah. So I'm thinking, like I said, the natural kind of compost thing, right? Not the synthetic kind. Stuff like it. Like I said, the price of that might go up too. If it hasn't already. Because I'm expecting it to. And about that food thing, last month when it flooded in BC, British Columbia, out west here. I think I heard a figure of what, 500,000 chickens got lost in that. That's actually only like based on the math that I did and based on the number that I searched of how many chickens are actually here in Canada. It was only 0.5%, but still. I think I said it to you, Uncle Al, right? I quoted that statement in. It takes 8 to 12 weeks to get something back, well, from an egg, right? A little bit longer if you want some delay and stuff like that, 6 months or whatever, right? And then this isn't even, like I was saying to Uncle Al, it doesn't even include factoring like feed for the chickens, or if they actually have a place at the moment too. You know, having a chicken in your kitchen, that's a lot. Probably isn't a permanent spot. A long-term solution, right? You probably want an actual kitchen, chicken coop. See, I have chicken and kitchen in my head, probably because they sound the same thing. I was just thinking like that. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, Harvey. Yeah, you like that? I'll put that up for a while now. Oh wait, I enjoyed your content during prepping. It's always nice to hear from you. I can just picture you and I just talk. I can just picture it all. It's just like those streams we have with Shell Scout. Yes. See, maybe I should have did a panel. Like who would have known? Who would have known, right? Who would have known? Yeah. Uh, if only I had a plan for that. If only I had a plan for that. You know. Well, it's kind of futile to resist my puns. Okay, that's the best I could do. I know. Oh yes. Hey, Fisherman. Unless you want to be called Backlash. One of the two, whatever. It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, I've been thinking ahead even more now and just like I think what I was talking about even earlier in this our stream here, with Gil and some other people who was in their Corgi wide family farm and all this other stuff. And backwards fall. We were talking about what to do after the economic collapse and all that stuff. I was just thinking to myself, well, let's just say we're factoring in for now, right? Well, I was just thinking fuel, right? Fuel might be one of those things that you need to be more used sparingly, especially if fuels it starts increasing in price even more, and it is even now. I mean, like I'm pretty sure here in Canada we're not gonna see in our lifetimes probably fuel fall below $1 Canadian ever again. It's always gonna be above $1, probably even $1.25, whatever. Some places went $1.50 and stuff like that. Now it's just like, and now I'm not saying it's not gonna go up to the $2 mark. Oof. Fuel, gas here in Canada ever goes up to $2, so wow. Yeah, but I was just thinking to myself, well, making fuel per se stretch as long as possible. Having it because, I think it's still important because some things need to, you know, need it for. But I was just thinking to myself, if I can get away with only refueling the snowblower once or twice maybe, and every other time, I mean, you're just using mechanical means for human power, kind of, or simple machines to help me remove the snow. That means I don't have to fire up that snowblower instead firing it up like X amount of times during the year. I can maybe half it or only use it 20% of the time. Or wait until hey, this is the big snow dump. Okay, now I can use it. I'll justify that, but it's like something else where I can do it by hand. Maybe I'll justify doing it like that just to save on fuel, just so I'm using that fuel a little bit more efficiently. Like I got some in the snowblower right now, but it did snow like a couple weeks back. Okay, I justified a little bit, but it was pretty much how I do it is like I'll show the snow to the side, then I'll use the snowblower right at the end, for example, right? I'm trying to use the snowblower less, or if I have to use it, the amount of time I have to actually use it, less. So I consume less fuel, and hopefully don't need to keep buying so much in the first place. Reduce a little. You go to Japan. See ya. I'll go out all day. Oh, okay, second star. Okay, cool. Wow, look for this. Hallie, food first culture. Hi, Hallie. Hallie, I was actually talking about recovery. And there are parts of the 4 or 5 or 3 hours. I think there's like 6 or so. So like refuse is in there before reusing, but it's just talking about food things here in Canada and stuff like that. And now James was mentioning about fertilizer, and I was just saying, composting your own stuff might be the way to go. Especially if you trying to, can't buy or you afford, per se, fertilizer for your garden to actually grow stuff, and that stuff that you're growing is to supplement the food supply that you do have because the food is increasing in price. So I figure, instead of spending, however, let's say, I'm not saying these are prices, I'm just using them because they're a nice round number. $10 for fertilizer, well, if I don't have to spend that, it means I can spend $10 on food or something else. So I don't want to be buying $10 worth of fertilizer to grow something to try to save money by growing my own food because the price of food is going up. To me, that doesn't make sense to do it like that. Like if I already have seeds and stuff like that, yeah, I want to grow garden. I want it so I'm actually lowering my cost as much as possible. If that makes any sense, right? Hey, Hook. Take the Hook. Let me see what you guys are saying. Clearly, I'm not the only one burning the midnight oil here because you guys are still up. Jeez. When was this? You're up late, CR? Well, I'm not the only one up late. Yeah. Alright. Well, a second star? Well, we'll look into that. Yeah, exactly. Holly. Bananas do have potassium source in there, even in the peels. Which randomly I don't have one nearby, or in a way that you would notice. Yeah, nitrogen is supposed to be to help the plant per se grow in height. Once it starts fruiting, you're supposed to be adding potassium or phosphorus in there or something like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm pretty sure I thought up everything in the chat. Hopefully. Sometimes I don't. Jeez. I was just like, oh, maybe I should put slow-mo on. Nah. I can keep up. It's not even that fast. It's even much faster chat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, okay. So anyways. So like I said, I'll be using this after the fuel after. I'll be recovering the resource. Just because to me I'm doing it for two reasons. Only to save on money, like I said, I don't have to buy if I don't have to personally buy fertilizer, it means I can buy actual food. And if I'm using rainwater, I'm not actually paying for the water to put into the plants. If that makes any sense. Because I figure if I'm trying to grow per se food, I'm trying to maintain, trying to cut the cost and stuff. So I'm not actually spending more, putting more into it than I get out, I guess. I guess that makes sense. As much as possible. Oh yeah, you're still making pathways, so. Mm-hmm. Hi Evie. Hi. So yeah. Hey, I keep forgetting I've been talking about a lot of this stuff for a while, but I keep forgetting I'm supposed to be packing back up this I keep forgetting about that. I get all this stuff away. I'm not even kidding. You know, look at this. Look at this. I think I can put some of this. Knowing me, it'll be like I'll be so tired after this stream. I'll be like, oh yeah, I can put all this stuff away. That's what I get for like streaming late. I keep forgetting when I do these, even if videos. I have to put the gear away. Because right now, I'll say the gear's laid out, so it's not really ready to go, right? The gear's not ready to go. So I gotta make sure I put it away. Okay, I read that, Harvey. Johnson. Alright. So Evie's there. I wonder where Bryce is. Where's Bryce, by the way, Evie? It's nice to see you again. Hopefully you're doing well. Oh yeah. There's one thing I can consider. Which my mic's working. These kind of battery banks. I'm still debating it on this bag now. I'm thinking about it. Because I was watching someone earlier, they said that, if you have no way to recharge it, it becomes dead weight, right? Let's say, I can recharge the device, phone, smartphone, whatever, once or twice. Well, okay. But then what after? Especially in a bag that's maybe meant for longer or within days to longer than that 72-hour mark. I was just thinking, I should factor that in. It's one thing if you trying to get back home or everything's still available, but in certain situations, if the grid's down or whatever it is, power might recharging might be an issue in terms of resupplying it. So still thinking about it. The battery bank doesn't have, as far as I know, there's not many secondary uses. right? There's not many secondary uses aside from delivering power to the device. So, I mean, even those ones that have the little LED light, even that doesn't go that long. Because they were saying, I don't have it. It's in my room. Wind up version instead, because at least that's more multifunctional, and you can give your smartphone that emergency couple percentage to make a charge and stuff like that, or a couple more extra percentage in your rechargeable batteries if you have something like that. Providing you have the USB cable. That's one thing I've noticed. It's just like some people have these battery banks and don't carry the USB cable for them together too, in some weird form or fashion. Somehow, right? I'm just like, well, to me, it goes hand in hand. I'm just reading real quick. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm reading that second story. You have to back up down. I think you mean dynamo. Wind up charges. It's just case, yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that. It's like in that stream, right? I remember that now. So you had that backup. But the thing is, that's, I think, running, right? It's not like the grid scalar and stuff like that. But you didn't have that backup, so no, it's way my eye. So I don't per se break up this survivalism preparedness thing, and I'm gonna bring in something else. Don't worry, guys. I'm still gonna come back into it. I'll talk about it while I'm still doing this. But it's time for some creation mode. I need to break up this stream a little. There we go. Time for some change of time. Yeah, I know. I've seen some things. I tried to, I haven't done it yet. I'm trying to find like an alternator and stuff like that. But anyways, I'm gonna change of time here. I have something loaded up on the side here. So, yes, you guys can still talk about it. I might not see the chat all the way through. Because another thing I've been also doing on the more creation mode side, and the digital side, and electronic side, that you guys keep thinking about the preparedness side a little bit, but on the YouTube side of things, I'm trying to learn something new too. Like, I don't mind learning about knots and stuff like that. Like, stuff like that. But I do like my other things too. I like food, but I also like the tech too. So I'm gonna bring in something right here. Let me see here. Let me bring in my window capture. This is an online service, online cloud-based online. And basically, it's you can make thumbnails with it technically. It's generally used for photo editing and stuff like that. There's other things you can do with this. I'm gonna bring this up right there. This is known as Pixlr. Pixlr. Yes, you can see this here. I have this open in incognito window. There's a, you're able to see my mouse in there. You guys have to tell me you can see my mouse. I can't. There's a premium service, but this is totally for free. Right? Basically, it's an online image editing tool that you can use. Cloud-based, so you need to be connected for this. So also here the grid tab, you ain't using this. You ain't using this offline, right? There's offline, or non-cloud-based alternatives, which I've shown before. One I've shown before. There's paint.net and stuff like that. You can see there's a X and there's an E. I'll bring this up. Yeah, see, this is the furries had supported and stuff like that. And I don't see the ants on the side because my window is set in a certain way. You can open up your own image and stuff like that. You know, also history, right? Any projects you make, it automatically saves, right? And you can download the save file and stuff like that. So this could be used, and there's templates. Also, it's Christmas time, so you're gonna see a lot of Christmas templates in here. This one right here. See, anything that looks like crown, you need the premium for it. And then also anything free is free. Now there's stock images too. So now I'll bring up Awesomely Great. I actually made one for this one right here the other day, just for fun. Let's just see what I can see in here. Honestly, Create has CR in it. You knew what I was gonna bring up. Come on. If I wasn't gonna bring up something like Create, I'll load this one up. Apply. Let that come in. Let me just double check here. Okay. Yes, I'm reading you guys' comments real faster. Take care, GP. I'm still reading you guys' food for thought here. Maybe I should have brought in food instead. That sounds maybe overlay. If you hover over any of the things, then they'll say what it does, and like I said, if it shows a crown, that's the premium service. But there's a lot of things you can do with this. Blah blah blah. Should make shapes and all that stuff. And you could predefine uh, image, let's say 1280 by 720, if you want to make a thumbnail for YouTube. Honestly, I'm here on YouTube. There's templates for Instagram and all this other stuff too. Now, like I said, this is cloud-based, so you have to be online for this to use this. Just unlock that here. Let's see here. I'm doing this kind of quick. I'm just gonna duplicate that so you're gonna have something to work with. Let's see. I'll work on this one. Labeling things just like organization too, right? It's just like in Preparedness, trying to be organized. So I'm trying to be organized from the start while I do this creation. Yeah, I'm not really that's it. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Well, let's wing it. What I'm gonna do here is isolate the CR in here. Let's isolate that. Up there. No, let's here. Let's see. Inverse the selection. So I guess I can press Control plus R. Cut that out. So cut that away. Now, clearly you can see the CR in there, right? And let me just bring back my sidechain so I can see this. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, second star. It's nice to see you, my friend. Take care, Ron. So that's what I have here. So basically I cropped it. Now let's then take this and move this over a bit. Actually, actually I'll keep the original just for now. So let's see what I can do here. Okay, I think I know what I'll do. Oops, let me duplicate this here. Hide everything else here. I'll rename this in a bit. Basically, what I'm going to do here is actually isolate the C and R in here. I'm hoping to use this somewhere. I don't know, maybe I'll post this on the Instagram later, just for fun. Just for fun. Okay. Wand swipe. Use the magic wand to select areas of similar color. So basically like that. And we'll Shift, I can select that part too. Let me zoom in here. See, there's a missing thing in there, and it should be okay. That's a wise teacher told me those are marching ants. So again, here I'm actually I can remove. So basically now I've removed the color around. Okay. So let's see what I can actually do with this. So now I got the CR here. Right. I'm gonna duplicate that right here. And basically what I'm gonna do is actually invert it. Basically now it become, if it was black, it would become white. So the opposite color. I think right, it's like yellow is purple and I think blue is orange. If I did so. I'm gonna make this totally white, like really, really bright of a white. So you'll see here if I do the saturation here, increase the brightness all the way up. Now it looks more white. Now if I brought back the first one here, so basically I changed the color. Okay, what I'm gonna do here, pull that down here. So now the original one is back at the top. What I'm gonna do here, slide one back. Oh, actually, don't make an effect here. There's some detail. The details are right here. There's things like sharpening, blurring, Gaussian blur, and all that stuff. Oh, look. Hey, it's Sierra We're creative in here. Oh. I think this, and the funny thing is, I've known about this for a bit. I just said, you know what? Let's use it. I've used other things, so I'm quite familiar with some of the stuff. Let's see here. Take care, Harvey. Oops. I didn't mean to select that. Anyways, while working on this, what you see right now, I'm going to show the one above it, select the one below it. Let's go to, I'll use zoom blur. Trying to make some sort of outline out of this. I still don't know how that works. I'm gonna keep trying stuff for here. Let's try out how would it go? Okay, so I can. Try that. That's why I'm making a copy every so often, right? So I have something to refer back to, right? Just like in preparedness, right? You have contingency plans, so you have something to refer to, another option. Yes, see, I'm creating and related into preparedness somehow. So now let's see something like this, for example. Now let's see here. I'll take this and see. You can see how it looks. Now I'll try this again with some sort of blur. I'm trying to get this nice cool effect in here. Yeah, so see, I still don't like that. Still not working for me. Did that even do anything? I thought I could select that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, it's not. It's doing something. Nothing I can notice. Hey, Alex. How you doing, my friend? And just in the back, creating as usual. This is This is Pixlr. This is Pixlr on online photo editing. Well, photo editor or cloud-based, so you need to be online to use this. There's actually other ones out there, but I'm gonna show this one first because I've been messing around with it. This is for fun too, like I said. I'm just doing this for fun. Hopefully, get something out of this. I've been able to, not especially with this, but other things I've been able to just like whip something out in terms of like a thumbnail, let's say a channel banner and stuff like that. And for the most part, made totally from scratch, or maybe from stock or open source images and stuff like that. No. So let's see what I can do here. Okay, I know what to do. I think I know what to do. But just in case anyone didn't notice, this was how it originally looked like. You can see the crate in there. I'm just isolating everything so I can work with this. Because similar to like old school animation in terms of like using it could be known as onion skin. Basically, they had a laid underneath sheets of paper and overlapped it, and basically this is the same way, but in a digital form. So all these overlap to make what you see at the top. I'll just change this here. And, change the title to I don't know, let's say Dora. About name it. Naming is important. You actually know what you're doing, especially if you. It's just so you're less confused when you go through it and stuff like that. And just like even in preparedness, right? Like I wanna know what's in this can, for example, right? Or even the labels in terms of like labeling for like if you buy like a can of soup, you know, those best before dates on them. Sometimes they can wear down, be hard to read and stuff like that. You know, maybe your vision's not as good or whatever, right? So that's why I actually write on Sharpie. Let me bring me back on here for a quick sec here. This is why I actually write with Sharpie. Well, okay, this ain't Sharpie, but you write down, okay, something like, you know, let's say MR for March and 30th for 30 and, you know, 2030, for example. It's easier to see. Like I actually have it on this lid right here. It's actually reusing this, let's see. I put it on the lid right here. I'm reusing this photo. That's why I actually cut it this way. But yeah, something like this. It's just easier to see it too. You don't even have to, you know, read that small fine print because you did the work in advance to set it up, so it's easier later on. So you're not getting confused and stuff like that. This is in the same way. It's related into what I'm doing right here. I'm labeling stuff just so I actually know, hey, this is what it is, instead of trying to figure out, you know, getting confused later and stuff like that. Let's see what I can do with this. Let me bring this in the center more. Let me zoom it out a bit. But yeah, I've been messing around with this for a little bit. I'm actually working on an icon, well, a channel icon from someone else. I've been messing around with this. Someone who may be in the chat right now or knows someone. Alright. I don't know if Evie, if you're still around. I don't know if Bryce has shown you it. Something else I'm working on for someone else. So anyways. I'll just label that to CR later. So let's see what I can actually do with this. Okay, now I'm thinking to myself, see, I should have moved the R down, just like in my thing that's on the screen. How I connect the CR in that way. I'm thinking of doing that for this. I can still do it. But since I'm not sure how much I like it or would like it, I'm just gonna try it out. So what I'm gonna do here is actually duplicate the CR layer. So I have something to revert back to just in case, hey, I don't like what I did, right? So it's non-destructive. So select that. Oh, I shouldn't say select that, outline it. Orange. Should be able to move that. I'll try to how I did it earlier. Let's see. Now I'll duplicate that. Go to the one on the bottom. Now I'll change this back into white. Well, invert that. Let's see like that. And if I remember right, I'm going to change the brightness up all the way up. Actually, white. Try motion. No, motion doesn't do it. Nah. I need to show the top one. Basically, I'm trying to recreate the effect that I just did. It should be on the glue. Yeah, something like that. Now, I remember this one time I was helping someone update their channel icon and stuff like that, and they wanted to add in words or characters on to their name and stuff like that. I actually had to recreate, well, I should say recreate. I actually had to use pre-existing letters and characters in their channel name to add the text in, so it actually looked like matching text. It was just like it took a bit, you know. If you're watching this, if you're watching this or listening to me say this right now, yeah, I'm talking about you. You know who I am. The funny thing is I did this live in front of them. Well, not live, but in front of, so they can see it from their own eyes, right? Because I wanted to test the waters with this anyways. See if I actually want to bring this kind of thing back on the channel. Now, if I was really good, I don't know if I can put it all. An actual capital R in there. You know what? Maybe I will try. Why not? Why not? Let me zoom in here. I'm actually gonna try this out. See if I can actually add to this. Let me just bring this back in. Okay. It's okay, Uncle. I know. Take care, Uncle. Appreciate you. So you're still watching this. You're probably enjoying it. After you. Oh, yeah, let it go. It's my time. You were really doing an hour. Did I really talk that long? I didn't think I talked that long. I must have. It's already been 90 minutes. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Good. You can't see my mouth. I wasn't sure if you can actually see my mouth. One of the differences was that. See, I'm still trying to learn how to use this effectively, anyways. Yeah, see, anything that looks like crown on top, orange with white crown, that means it's the premium service. So you get a little bit more from the premium, and you can do a higher resolution image. And I'll put in, there's more stock stuff, more templates and stuff like that. And you can do quite a bit even with this free or the basic version. It's not my birthday, so I'm not putting the text in. Just kidding. Anyways, let's see. Where's my? Should we look at this? Oh, wish I know what I'm gonna do here. Before I even start anything. Make this darker. In the first place, I can actually see it better. Where is it? Because I should be able to do this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Draw. Okay, there we go. So here we go. Switch colors. Let's see here. Yeah. Control Z there to undo. Keyboard shortcut. You'll see it in there. Keyboard shortcuts. It does. I still have to see if you can actually work this on a smartphone or a tablet. I haven't tried it yet. I've tried some other stuff. I might bring that up on the channel. Doing digital creation mode on a tablet or on a smartphone. Just, I don't know, just for fun. I'm just going to see if I can even do it. I'm very out my knowledge out there. I like the survival preparedness part of what I do on the channel, but I also like my creation parts. Yeah, right? You see, I definitely likes. Let me be on camera for. You see, I definitely likes the creating part. Easy enough, right? And of course, feel free to right now change that to gray. Subscribe in if you want. See, I made that too. And I think it's something like that. And I'll show this again just because I'm doing digital creation mode right now. It's not that difficult. It was not that difficult. Basically, it was just a bunch of simple things put together. So, simple things put together to make a compound thing. And basically building upon that. So it's just like even in preparedness, right? Or like knots or anything like that. Learning simple knots, maybe eventually getting something more advanced later on. So, you learn about, let's say, slip knot, an arbor knot, the Canadian jam knot, stuff like that. And then you eventually get to know. Let's bring something up here while I do this. You're learning that Canadian jam knot first. So let me do this with this tar bank line here quicker. That's a slip knot. Slides as its uses. Maybe you learn something like that. Now, let me undo this. And hopefully, anyway, basically, from that, maybe you graduate to something a little bit more intermediate. Sorry, I should have actually used some of line for this. Red yellow one or something. I don't know. Actually, I have something nearby. Hold on. Let me get that. Let me not use the tar bank line for this. That's exactly that. I should use something. Here, I'll use this instead. It's actually a lot brighter. So, way more noticeable too. Bring my sunshine back up too. So like I said, learn from that basic, hey, I can make a slip knot, Canadian jam knot, something like this, which can slide, right? To something like this. Let's make sure I'm in frame here. Now I'm doing this facing it, so what you see actually back. So me doing it the opposite way, I've never actually done it the opposite way to try to show it on camera. Because usually if I was gonna do it, it'd be like this. Let's see. But anyways, basically you wanna get enough of it, right? So this would be the working, yeah, the working end. Let me just show this here. Real quick. You can see it. Let's take something a little. Alright. Alright. This is all the running end. The excess. Basically. Make 2 turns around. Like so. Take the running end. Yeah, the running end. Yeah, no, the working end. Moment, go behind it. Just let me actually try to do this here. Just you'll see it a little bit better. Basically, you need to make a knot on this side. I'll just do this in my hands. Once you start to understand it, it's relatively easy. It's just understanding it. Right? Once you start doing it, practicing it, nice. Like I said, go practice this. This is actually a useful knot. It's a collar hitch. It can be a useful knot. It can definitely be a useful knot. Basically, flatline hitch is basically like a cordage or a line version of a zip tie because it's held in by friction. Because basically, 2 loops go back and then you go around. I guess that would be the bottom behind it and make another loop to lock it in on the front. So basically now, and of course, dressing up, you gotta dress it up. Basically, you tying everything up and all that stuff, right? Make sure those loops on the inside are actually really snug. Those will give you the friction that it needs to hold the knot in place. So you dress it up, stuff like that. So now, for the most part, this is not a fixed loop, by the way. This is not a fixed loop like a bowline, or anything like that, or alpine butterfly knot. But this is a friction-based loop. So it's harder for it to slide compared to the arbor knot, but it slides harder. You can use this. Like I said, this is a way to make a cordage version of a zip tie. Really, in a nutshell. So let me just put this on this pen here. You can see. Right. Now, because it's friction based, you have to have enough of it so you can pull this part of it right here. Let's put this away. Be useful. So like I said, basically building upon the fundamentals. This is like what I'm doing here. I'm building upon the fundamentals. So coming back to this, I'm gonna try to put this, make an R out of it, a capital R. It's just okay. Yeah. Selecting my brush here. I'll have to play around this. Softness is basically how fuzzy the outside would be. So if you could see the difference, if there's no softness, then it's like solid. The more softness I put in here, it becomes more. That's what I'm looking for. Fuzzy. So since I'm not really looking for fuzziness, I'll go with this. Trying to match this somehow. What I'll do first is actually what I'll do here is I'll make an empty layer in here, empty image layer in here. Oops, you weren't supposed to see it. I keep forgetting this is not the way to do it. You weren't supposed to see that, by the way. Go figure. because I clearly forgot about that. But yeah, you weren't supposed to see that. See, I still have to wear hedges. See, this is why I'm doing this kind of like, let's say, testing the waters with it. Okay, because I don't know how this will go. So that's why I'm looking at this right now. Alright, so bring this back up here. Let's see what I can do here. Mouse this up. Or I'm using a mouse. I'm not using some sort of pen device. That would probably be a little bit easier. Stuff like that. Alright, let's try for fun. That's not bad. Made that as a separate layer so I can adjust it. And that doesn't look so bad actually. I kind of like how that looks. Let's merge both of them together now. Let's see, merge down. That's what I have. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be using those now. I'm gonna work with the aura one for now. So, like I said, it's what I originally worked with. This is the stock image right here. This is what I'm currently working on. So let's rename things like usual. Oops. I'm gonna name it CR. Right? Now again, duplicate that. Move the copy down below. Find the CR layer, the copy layer. Actually, invert so white. Show the actual CR layer. Select the copy layer. And what I'm gonna do here is actually, let's see. I have to get that error effect I was going for earlier. Nah, it's not. It's not working for me, so I'm gonna have to try someone else. Elder? Yeah, I could try Elder. Turn the feathering all the way off. That seems good for me. Now, right away. Well, now what? Well, what I'm gonna do here is have that CR in there. Now what I'm gonna try to do is actually put the CR back into the original, but change the originals slightly. So let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this. So I'm gonna copy that background layer again, a copy of it. So just in case I screw up or anything like that, I have something to revert back to. And having a backup, right? You know, just like in Preparedness, having a backup. Something that you can resort back to. You really have to. You know, just like the backups of having, you know, kerosene rod to go with that later, or matches to go with that later. You know, actually, you know, like that way, for example, might be a go-to thing, whatever, right? If that's not available or whatever, having backup, you know, it's just sensible. You're not up the creek without a paddle, as they say. Hey, what's up, Try? Yeah, what's going on? I was talking about preparedness earlier, actually, earlier in the stream. I'm still relating it in. I'm in the actual the digital creation mode. Yeah, so you can see my create in here. This is I'll send it in the. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. That's why I talked about the preparedness part first. This is actually something else I'm thinking bringing into the channel here. Anyways, this is so what I'm gonna do here. Oh yeah, I actually have to. Let's see here. I think I have to merge that together. Merge down. Now that's together. Move that. So let's say right there. So now in the hide. Now this right here. This I have to correct. Well, not correct, but change. That way it looks more purposely driven. It should be. So let's see here. There should be some sort of clone thing here. Just trying to work this. Yeah, there we go, clone. Hopefully I can do this right. The first time. Would be nice. Softness now. Let's see if I can actually do this. So you see I'm actually trying to replace the R with yellow in here. As much as possible. Might have to go back into this after. So basically I'm just trying to replace it. So trying to get used to it. This is not really a tutorial about this. I'm just actually talking about stuff while I'm actually doing this. Yes, I'm actually, for what you, as I remove R from that window here, I'm actually packing some stuff away. Fine. While I'm doing this, I was actually working on this bag. I was actually really taking a break from the bag for a little bit. No, it's cool. It's cool. Just, I was also working on this bag too, so basically I'm just taking a short little break from it to do a little bit of creating too, just to get my mind onto something else for a little bit. So now, if I bring that back in, I can have something like this. If I wanted to. Yeah, let's have some more fun here. I'll replace all this other stuff in this image. So let's see, do I have to select bottom, top. It's gonna not adjust these, so it's actually darker. I'm trying to match. That's okay. Let's just blur it out slowly. And let's see here. And just for fun, I'm gonna add something in here. And something like this, I'm just kind of BSing around. Just having some fun. I probably this one thing looks like one thing, but I'm not that safe. But maybe I don't know. Let's change that color of that background a little bit more here. Alter it just a tad. What's a good color here? That's a good color that I want. I'm changing the hue, so basically only the color. So anything that's black and white or grays won't change. Mm. I'll go for this one. Like saturation is basically color saturation. You turn it all the way down, you get the grayscale. You turn it up, also it makes it everything just pop. Right, too much. Actually, you know what? Maybe I will. Let's think of grayscale. Just do that. No, why not? I'll go for a blue. I kind of like that actually. Yeah, I know, right, King? I know, right? Take care, trying. Yes, of course. Yeah, I'm just doing this for fun. This is online cloud-based online photo editing or photo manipulation and stuff like that. You can make thumbnails from this. Like I said, I'm just using a stock image right here. Let me just bring the stock image right back to the top of the screen. Top here. Yeah, actually, this is how it originally looked like. And this is what I'm doing to it. See, honestly, everyone knew that I was gonna change the scene right there. You know, just just having some fun with this. You know, I might do a few little other little things to this. And of course, I can save this out. I can save this out as an image to use. I can save this out as a working document. So you'll have all uh, the layers in there, so it's non-destructive. Or I can save it out as a flat image, basically what you see. So this, and of course, and the thing is why I mentioned this is because I know some people ask me about that, this kind of effect or animation I do in some of the videos or whatever. Well, it's just basically images, images stuck together. It's just like even traditional animation used to be like series of layers on thin sheets of paper. They just overlap, right? And what you see is what you see. So if your hand was, let me just come back in here so you can actually see what I'm talking about more. So if my hand's in front of me, and this is in front of me, what you see is what you see. Right? So this right here, which is my left hand, this would be the foreground. My right hand would be the background. So you can't see what's behind my left hand because it's hidden by this. It's that kind of what I'm talking about in terms of layers. But also, since these are separate things, separate entities, I can make the layers come together like this and do some sort of animation like that. You know, this was C and this was R. I can make them come together and you would get CR. Like create. Right. I'm in a quick fast nutshell. As I bring this back in here. Let's see here. Of course, I'm gonna save those and all that other stuff. And I do welcome everyone on this, which I also have on the side here. It's quite nice to chit chat with me. See? I brought this in. So you can actually see that too. So let's see what I can do with this. See, I don't like this connection at the bottom. What I'll do here is give it more of a blur. Now if I can work with this would be awesome. Might be able to. This is the blur. Yeah, that's probably not what I want right now. So I'm gonna try something else here. So if you guys are watching this or watching this on the replay and still seeing this or watching this live right now, you guys want to see more digital creation mode with me? Let's try motion blur. I'm trying to eliminate the bottom part a little bit more. I guess let's try it. Maybe I can just manually do it then. Let's see in here. Manually, actually just correct it. So basically I'm going along that line, trying to blur that line so that difference doesn't look so so to make it more like it was a natural thing. That's what I'm trying to do. And I have tried other things before. Stuff like that. There's that paid stuff out there and stuff like that. And there's other programs too that are free or open source and stuff. This is a cloud-based one. You need to be online for this. Well, so you can work something like this. You can write work on programs too. It's very similar. The tools might be named slightly differently and stuff like that, but there's a lot of similar things. Well, that's not bad. It's not bad. So, coming back to my original one, this is how the original stock image was of Creed. Honestly, I used this as an example. And, I wasn't even planning, well, I knew what I was going to do. I just picked this one, but I wasn't really planning to make this, but sometimes you gotta discover things on your own. It's just like, even like gardening, which is like, maybe you're not good at it in the beginning, but sometimes the best way to learn something is gain experience, right? Also read stuff like what I'm doing right here. There's tutorials you can find out about stuff and stuff like that. And sometimes the best way is to just do the stuff, learn from doing, also out there, whatever it is, gardening, editing, digital creation with me, troubleshooting and stuff like that. Even hacking, organizing, and I'm always make mistakes. But try to learn from those mistakes too. Learn to be better. Right? Learn that, hey, okay, made a mistake, but let's try to avoid this mistake the next time. If you overwater some plant or whatever, maybe next time, okay, maybe that wasn't, maybe a little less watering the next time for the same plant, whatever it is. Don't learn from them. Everyone is that don't make perfection. Make progress in things. Always make progress in things, whatever it is, right? Always make progress. Regardless if it's you're talking about prepping or in my case doing digital creation mode or working with software, try to make progress in it, much as possible. Because sometimes it is the best way to learn is by actually doing things on your own. Also some things you will need help and stuff like that. Yeah, but at least get a better sense of how to use stuff or do stuff on your own. I know that there's templates out there. There's like online software that you can do the work for you or whatever. But I kind of figure, you know, that's good and all, you know, but you don't really learn from it as much, right? Because you don't, you don't it's just like, what's that saying? Would you rather learn how to fish or be given 1,000 fish? I'd rather be the one trying to learn how to fish. I'm not saying receiving 1,000 fish isn't great, but you also want to learn from it. you know, because once those 1,000 fish are gone, then what? You know, it's just like the software that's out there that, I'm not saying they're bad or whatever. If you have more time or whatever, or your experience level's not as high, okay. But if you want to do something and the person that software can't do it, well, then what? That's why I'm doing it from scratch, give or take. Also, just a stock, but I think you'll understand what I mean. Let's double check here. Okay. So coming back to this here. Double check this here. Alright. Bring this back up here. Now let's see what I can do with this. I can duplicate this. What I can do with this. There's something I want to try. Not sure how I'll be able to do it. No, it's not full size, is it? Yeah, no, I know it's full size. It's not it's actually changing. Try. Well, I can adjust that after the fact. It's weave. Ooh, look at the weave. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, I knew I got something. It's not that one, the copy or the original. So let me go back. See it. Ooh, it's a creative weave. I'll have to adjust this. Probably. I have to. Well, actually, I might have to take a C in the original. Yeah, no. No, not that. No. Yeah, just read. Two equals. You know what? I'll try this. Apply. Go back up to my CR layer here. Move this down. Now, let's see here. What I'm gonna do here. So I'll have to actually adjust that. I'm just messing around. So usually, if I was planning this better, I would remove the C in there the first when I was originally starting doing this. Which I probably should have did actually. So you can see how actually. Let's Just gotta learn by doing. As I've shown some people, I mean, like, there's things you'll see. It's just like my outro that I've done and stuff like that. You know, just readable text and stuff like that I've shown. That's just something, you know, I've learned not by doing, and now I've started to adapt it in. And really now gotten better at doing it because I understand the fundamentals. Once you understand the fundamentals, well, not that difficult then. Because you're building on top of that. It's just like, even in preparedness, you know, you're building on top of fundamental stuff, right? So maybe, you know, in terms of, what's the word on what's not? Well, I keep relating it to knots, but it's like knots. You know, maybe you learn an easy knot or something like, it's like tying your shoe, right? You learn that, and then later on, you know, hey, I can do this, I can do this, and then you realize how it seems to connect and stuff like that. Or let's just say it's like cooking, and you're trying something simple first, and then you put your own twist on it, stuff like that. Then you start to understand the fundamentals. You're building on that foundation a little bit more. To me, that's very similar how I create. Start from fundamentals and build on top of those. Build on the primary stuff. Let's see how does non-alchemy does it. I need to make some adjustments in here. I actually still want. Actually, let me put that down. That's fine. Laptop's slight angle then certainly. So you'll see right up here I have to add some color in here. I'll just like commit to that. Don't worry, I'll move the CR in a bit. Let's keep going with this. Like I said, I'll probably post this later. See if anyone wants to see it. Let me select that. Where's my snap? I'll have to adjust this. Yeah, I'll have to adjust this just slightly in here. So making some corrections in here. So let's point you'll see right here. What I'll do here is just inverse this slightly. Put Gaussian border in here. Okay. Now that I have that, I can take my own see where that's going to go. Let's later. Okay. See if I can actually do something with this actually when I think about it. See, if I was using paint on that, I could do something else. I'm trying to figure out how I can do it in this. I haven't used this much. I've used it, but not much. I guess I could try to do this thing. Yeah. We're gonna do it again. Isn't I cut that off? Let's see, it's gonna cut it off. That looks scary. Hold on. Let's see what this is. Look at that. Oh, that's not so bad. Not so bad for what it is. So what I'm going to do here is come back to the bottom here. This is not isolate that. Well, the rest of the create part out. You know, let's see here. And that EATE. I understood free. What my selection here? I should make a duplicate first. See that? And this create part here. To my background. Now I can do this kind of thing in the back. Work now. Wait, I go back and just I'm gonna change the color. No, over. Oh, not that it's not gonna work, but let me change that. You're probably like, well, what about the other one? CR? Right, I think I know what I'm doing. Well, sometimes I just do this for fun. You know, experiment too. Over that. Okay, there we go. So I don't want that actually. Don't want that whatsoever. Don't want that whatsoever. Let's. Oh, from this to this. I just realized I probably shouldn't have done that. My teeth. I just realized my teeth not actually not great in there. We actually have to add a little bit more of that teeth. It's starting to fade too much. Oh no. Like raw. Besides, I need to practice on this anyways. So you're watching this right now, and you can see, you know, some of the stuff, sometimes it can take time. Creating is not always as easy as it looks. I'm just trying to add a little in here. Oh wait, the T actually looks like something. Why not? Wait, the blur in here. I want to match them. Quite. Not quite. Yeah. Yeah. I know I went over to some more. I actually went over to something. Trying to match it back to there again. Yeah, alright with that. I'm not save this out now. So I'm gonna save this out right now. Export this out right now. See this as Sierra with blue. Or something like that. I'm just making a name. Labeling's important. You want to label things. I'm not gonna save the work itself because it was just experimenting. And to show this anyways. Let me just exit out that and show this here. So here with me, hey? That's good, that's good. So here, I'm gonna show this in the web browser instead. Let me just, come here. Yeah, it's in the web browser. In here, you can see kind of what I did. Yeah. Bring the there we go. Just leave this on screen. And the beauty of this is, you know what I could do? From that, I'll go into the properties for OBS here. And that. Did I? Okay. I didn't. I clicked it off. Oh, did I click it off? Okay. Sorry. Sorry, I clicked that off. I actually I was trying to do something in there. I didn't realize I clicked it off. Let's go what I here. Let's see. Alright. I'm actually gonna change this. So you can see now, but I have a see, I know you can't see anything. Wait. See? Look. Now also I've zoomed this in. Okay? So I could basically now like if I really no because this is not in OB I shouldn't say not in OBS, but I'm using the web browser to display the image, so this is why it's so big. But you'll get the idea. So I could bring this into a video or something like that. You know, if I kept the layers, I could animate that. Or you know, look, Seer came in. Now the rest of the creative part comes in. Just something real quick. You know, I can leave that on screen or whatever, or let's say turn the opacity down so you can actually see it. I'll leave that on screen for now. So I'm done with Pixlr for now. So I do appreciate everyone taking time to drop in. You know, in here I may talk about the preparedness part early on in this stream and maybe do some live digital creation mode. You know, if you're watching this second half of this, let me know if you want to see more of this. So yeah, let me know if you want to see more of it, because I don't mind doing it. Just sad, but I don't mind doing them. Sometimes I learn from it too. So, and I did not realize I've been going for 2.5 hours. So sometimes this creation mode stuff does take a little bit of time. And like I said, there's other ways to do stuff, right? So nothing wrong with, you know, metaphorically taking the 1,000 fish. Well, but sometimes it's nice to know how to metaphorically know how to fish. Because I know some of you out there are probably like, oh, CR, that's too advanced for me. Well, thinking of it like metaphorically like fishing. Take time to learn, you might be able to pick it up. And if you don't have time or whatever, you know, there's always that automation mode. Automatic stuff. You know, templates and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with that. But when you learn how to do something, you can, how do I say, you know, the like nuances of the differences and how to correct for it a little bit better compared to something if it's automatically given to you. You know, once when it doesn't go right, and you want to change it, it's like, well, I'm not sure how to change it. Let me just remove that out of my screen here. So thank you everyone for taking the time to drop in. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already with a giant CR in it. Because it's got CR in it. Oh, remember, remain proactive out there. Less reactive. Realize what's going up. And maybe my thumbs up will go up too. I'm gonna finish some of my bag here real quick before I hit the hay, because it is late. Might be morning out east already. Anyways, remember, you make sure I can bring up the right outro. Actually, I'll bring up this outro this time. Remember, you all can create a better future starting today. As I read that in. And as our world changes, we can adapt to skill and knowledge, get better with practice. Can't help everyone out there, but one can help someone out there. Until the next video, live stream. For me, peace out from a guy known as Redundancy and known as CR. Catch you all next time. Have a good night. Take care. Stay proactive and prepared out there.